What's up, everybody out there on Facebook? You got Deej Babbitt here from Babbitt Brothers Real Estate. Behind the camera, as always, you've got Matty B. I'm here with Simon. Simon, thank you for being part of this series today. Simon is from ESP88. ESP88 is a professional finance business who helps a lot of people with mortgages, car loans, that kind of thing. Is that right?
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic. Now, Simon's going to answer a few questions for us here for all you people out there who are interested in potentially getting a mortgage. So he's going to answer some commonly asked questions for us here today. So Simon, first question for yourself. A lot of people out there have heard in the media and things like that, it's getting tough to get a loan and things like that. With all the banks these days, all the red tape that they're putting people through.
Yep.
So my first question is, how can somebody put themselves in a good position to purchase a home, basically? Like, what do they need to do to make sure that, when they do come to you, that they are, in the best position possible to get that loan approved and purchase their first home or second home or whatever it might be?
Well, that's a good question. I think first of all, doing your research, very important.
Yep.
If you're not sure what to do, come see a professional, such as myself,
Yep.
broker, your bank, just somebody to make it a bit easier for you.
Sounds good, sounds good. Now, a question that we get asked quite a lot, and we can't really answer it, but maybe you can help, or at least point us in the right direction.
Yep.
Generally, how much can someone borrow? I mean, I know it's a tough question to answer because everyone's different.
Yep.
But what do they need to do? What are the loopholes they need to jump through? And how much can they potentially borrow?
Well, that's something we need to figure out through some research.
Yep.
By sitting with the customer.
Yep.
There is a calculation. It is simply your income minus your expenses, and what's left over is what you can have for a loan.
Okay, so income minus expenses, whatever is left over is what they're going to look at, basically, to determine how much someone can borrow from them.
In a nutshell, yes.
Yeah, all right, beautiful. Now, for the self-employed people out there,
Yep.
we do have a lot of tradies and things like that who are self-employed. What do they need to do? What are their requirements if they don't, have a regular paycheck, so to speak, to get a loan? Like, what kind of loopholes do they have to jump through, basically?
Well, there's a lot of options for self-employed people out there.
Yep.
It's not as straightforward, but
Yep.
there is, you obviously need to do your taxes,
Yep.
sit with your accountant.
Yep.
There's low doc options,
Mhm.
which are accountant declarations. So again, everything's situational,
Yep.
and we just got to go through it step by step to see what options suit you
But
best.
now, generally, if someone is going to be somebody who's self-employed and they're going to be low doc, does that generally mean that they need more of a deposit?
In most cases, yes.
Okay.
So you would look at usually having about a 20% deposit
Yeah.
if you would like to go low doc.
Okay, fantastic. Now, speaking of deposits, generally, what is the minimum deposit that somebody might need? Just like generally speaking, of course.
On a minimum, you'd want 5%,
Yeah.
but the more you have, the easier it's going to be.
Okay, fantastic. Now, I know that generally if someone's got a very low deposit, sometimes they might need something called lender's mortgage insurance.
Yes.
Can you let the people at home know what that is?
Well, lender's mortgage insurance is a charge the bank essentially puts onto the customer
Yeah.
to insure the loan, to protect them in the event that that loan goes bad because your deposit's less than 20%.
Right.
You can avoid that by having a 20% deposit,
Uh-huh.
or what would be perfect, alternative, we guarantor.
And what is a guarantor?
A guarantor is when usually your mum and dad use the equity in their property to support your loan, so then it comes up with more of a deposit.
Okay. Now, worst case scenario, what happens if you default on your loan? For example, your mum and dad have gone guarantor for you, as an example, to buy your first home.
Yep.
Can they potentially lose their house?
In a worst case, yes.
In a worst case?
Yes.
So that's something that is a little bit intense, I think,
Yeah, it's something that people need to have a look at
Yep.
and discuss. Financial advice from an independent financial advisor or a solicitor is very important when you're looking to do that sort of loan.
Yep.
Though it is an option.
Yeah.
It's an option that a lot of people are taking up. Getting into the market is very, very hard right now.
Yep.
And everyone needs as much help as they can.
Okay, beautiful. Now, speaking of the market and things like that, I'd like to know the difference, if you don't mind, between a variable interest rate and a fixed interest rate. What are they? What's the difference between them?
Well, put simply, a variable rate follows the market.
Yep.
It can go up or down at any point in time.
Okay.
On a fixed rate, locks in for a set period. So like a 2-year fixed rate, if your repayments are $2,000 a month, You'll know for 2 years, 24 months, it's going to be exactly the same.
Okay. And if it's a variable interest rate, it can go up or down depending on what's happening.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's the longest someone can fix in a rate for on average anyway?
Usually up to 5 years.
Up to 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Now, another question I have is what is a credit check? So we hear that quite a lot, a credit check, credit rating, what is it and how do I find out what mine is, for example?
Yeah, so credit file, all of us have one.
Yep.
So it basically assesses our credit worthiness. It's like a scorecard,
Yep.
so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
The higher your score, the better, and the easier it is for you to get a loan.
Okay, cool.
The best way to find out is go to Equifax, do a credit check. That's something I can assist customers with, and I do on a regular basis.
Yep.
But yes, it's something that is getting more and more important that in Australia we haven't really worried about as much as some other countries in the past.
Absolutely. Now, a question about loans. How long on average would it take for a loan to be approved? Let's say I'm a real estate agent.
Yep.
Somebody comes in on Saturday. They say, I want to buy this house. They sign a contract of sale with me, pending finance, of course. Then on Monday morning, they come see you. On average, if they have all their documents and all their things that they need to provide to you, how long would it take for their loan to be approved?
We should have approval within 5 to 10 days in most cases.
Yep.
And that fits within the subject to finance timeframe.
Absolutely. Fantastic. And my final question to you, why should people use a broker instead of, let's say, walking into one of the big 4 banks and saying, I want a loan? Why should they come to you instead? What are the benefits, I guess?
Well, the main benefit of a broker is choice.
Yep.
Everyone's situation is very unique
Yep.
to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You may not fit the policy of the bank that you walked into, but by going to a broker, I have all the options.
Mm-hmm.
So it saves you time.
Yeah.
Because you walk into one bank and then the next and the next, you might do 2 or 3 banks before you find out where you could go. Whereas brokers such as myself could just understand all your needs and basically point you in the right direction from the beginning.
I've got a bit of a loaded question for you here.
Yep.
Now, can a broker save somebody money as opposed to them walking into one of the big 4 banks and just getting one of it off the shelf?
Yes, definitely. Because as I said, it's just options.
Yeah.
The more options you have, the more competitive rates and offers that will be available to you.
Sounds good to me. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few quick question and answer session there with Simon from ESP88. I'm going to tag him in this video down below. So if you want to find out more information about mortgages and things like that, please give Simon a shout out. Have a good day, and I love you all. Bye-bye.